Welcome, Joe. Thank you so much for being here. As I continue celebrate Women's History Month series by highlighting your business and asking you these three questions. Are you
Thank
ready?
you. Yes, I'm excited to be here.
All right, so question number one. What do you think is the key for success in a role like yours?
So I remember when I was in college, I read a book by Charles Dickens, and it was called Hard Times. And in it, one of the characters of his book talked about having a wisdom of the head and a wisdom of the heart. And that has just stuck with me for the last 20 something years, that there are two kinds of knowledge that we have in this world. And we can get all the book knowledge that we can acquire through school and grad school. And that's all very important and very valuable. But you have to combine that with the wisdom of the heart as well, where, especially in the world of senior care that we're both a part of, it's just crucial that families are able to really trust that we have their best interests in mind and their loved ones' best interests in mind. So I think if someone is able to combine the wisdom of the head and the heart, no matter what the industry, you'll have success.
What an amazing answer, Joe.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
Question number two. What is the best career advice you have ever received?
So I owe this piece of advice to my father-in-law. And we were out to dinner one night, just him with my husband. And it was before we had kids and we were just starting out our careers. And he asked us, well, what do you want to do with your lives? And of course, we're just like, I don't know. We're just going to figure it out. And we both had jobs. So we were happy with what we were doing, but we really didn't have very much vision and didn't have a lot of purpose. And so he asked, do you want to be a soldier or do you want to be a general?
Hmm.
And it really just opened my eyes to what my aspirations might be. And what's funny is I never thought that I would start my own business, but that's what ended up happening. But really the next step after talking with my father-in-law and talking with my husband was that it motivated us to go to business school. And after going to business school, I got a new job in the senior care field, and then I pursued a whole different path that I think really made me always think about, do I want to be in leadership or am I okay just following and being an employee? Neither one is better than the other, but it's
Mhm.
just a matter of what do you want and what do you want to pursue and how are you going to make that happen? So that
Mhm.
was really motivating to me to hear that.
Wow, that's great advice. Now, in honor of the Women's History Month, which woman inspires you the most?
This was so easy for me to think about. I immediately thought about my mother. And she met my dad when she was a teenager. He was in the Peace Corps in the Philippines, coming from the United States. And they fell in love. They got married on her 20th birthday. And she left her five siblings and her parents and everything that she knew to move across the world to start a new adventure. Sound familiar? And she had not quite finished her college education, so she had to start from square one here in the United States. Even after raising three girls, she became a high school math teacher. And then she and my father opened up their own business and they ran it for over a decade and then sold their business and now are retired. But through the whole thing, she loved other people, served other people. Our faith has always been very important to our family. So just both of my parents are very active in their retirement now. So both of my parents are a real inspiration to me, but especially my mom.
Yeah, no, thank you. And then my last, not so much a question, but more as a, what advice would you give to somebody that is looking to become or start a geriatric care manager?
Hmm. There are actually a few different ways that somebody can get into the field of care management. So I was able to get in through the path of gerontology, and I got my master's degree in gerontology. Um, and that was my foot in the door. But other people pursue nursing and then decide to focus on geriatrics. And then the third route is social work, and then using a social work lens in this field. I really love that there are three main tracks and three main ways of coming to it, because no matter what your education or your experience, you're going to have a really unique perspective. And it's a very collaborative, cooperative industry. So if I'm not the right fit, I will gladly pass um, the name along to someone else who I think might be a better fit, and likewise. So
Mhm.
hopefully each family will find somebody who's a good fit for them.
Jill, thank you so much for being here. I really admire you for everything that you do and your time and being here with me today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much, Slavka.